Namaskar, ladies and gentlemen. A hearty welcome to you in this journey of food of India. Today we have on board Chef A.K. Singh, who has been my mentor, my teacher, who has taught me at Institute of Hotel Management Bhopal, a senior faculty from the institute, and presently joint director of culinary and development at Madhya Pradesh Tourism Board. Well, a seasoned chef and a learned professor, I must say, who has been kind enough to join us in this journey of food of India. We welcome you on board, sir. He has been an alumnus of IHM Bhubaneswar and has been an alumnus of Madurai Kamraj University as well as Barkatullah University, Bhopal. Friends, he has completed direct trainer skills DTS and design of training program by Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, and he has also been trained by American Institute of Baking. Well, he is proficient in English, Hindi, Punjabi, Bengali, Odia, and French. And most important, he is an amazing chef and a legendary person. Well, he has attended management development program from ASCI Hyderabad, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore. He has also nurtured Foodcraft Institute, Tura Meghalaya, as a principal, and has also been associated with IHM Meerut, associated with Chaudhry Charan Singh University Meerut and NCHMCT Noida. He has provided training to Secretariat staff, member of Banknote Press, Devas, and provided training to prisoners of different jails of Madhya Pradesh in the field of indoor and outdoor caterings. He has actively done research on Chandela cuisine of Madhya Bharat, also conducted food festival on the same. He has attended regional cuisine workshops, presented Chandela cuisine at different platforms, and conducted various demonstration workshops of diverse cuisines at different IHMs and different platforms of Government of India. He primarily focuses on culinary skills and also diverse to teach varied subjects of hospitality and tourism. His special achievements includes that he has been awarded by outstanding job performance by Holiday Inn Worldwide. He has been a member of selection committee at various institutes and government bodies, including Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti, Department of Education, Ministry of HRD, now Ministry of Education, Government of India. He is also a member of World Association of Chefs and Societies, WACS. He has headed the team of chefs for Madhya Pradesh tourism and provided vegetarian dishes to Honorable the then President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He has catered vegetarian menu to Honorable the then President of India, Devi Pratibha Singh Patil. He has been awarded with the Torch Bearer Award by Holiday Inn Worldwide. He has also received certification award of elementary food hygiene by Hotel Hilton, New Delhi. He has been associated with academics, industry at different forums and different platforms. Hearty welcome to you, sir, on this onboard virtual platform of Maharishi Dayanand University, Rohtak. We are delighted to have you on this auspicious day of Jagannath Yatra when the Yatra commences. And I'm sure that Lord Jagannath will bless us and we shall continue to stay safe, learning, and excelling in our life. I welcome the different participants who are enrolled in the Food of India Foundation elective paper of this university, who are from different departments, and I'm happy that their active participation encourages us to do more such activities. Now, I mute myself and invite A.K. Singh sir for his expert talk in this series. Namaskar and welcome to you, sir. I start with the presentation and mute myself.
नमस्कार। इस वर्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म पर सभी लोगों को मेरा नमस्कार। पीपल दोज आर फ्रॉम हरियाणा, राम राम सा, और द पीपल दोज आर फ्रॉम पंजाब, आई विल से सत श्री अकाल टू ऑल ऑफ यू and I welcome you to this session. As today the Rath Yatra is starting in Jagannath, so Jai Jagannath, Jai Sri Krishna, and we will be having a session on enchanting Tamil Nadu today. So I will try to take you to the journey of Tamil Nadu. For that, I will call you Vanakkam. This particular state, if you see, it is a very rich in culture as well as in the cuisine of their state. What I have observed personally visiting this state, the people, the livelihood of the people and their culture, and along with the culture, the people, those who attract you by their hospitality part, definitely whatever we heard in the northern part or in the central part about the southern part of India, the things are totally different, and people, they welcome you like anything. Even if you are on a official trip, they will take you to a domestic or personalized trip. They will call you at their home. They will provide you the different type of dishes, whatever they can make at their home. So they will make you to feel the Atiti Devo Bhav, and that can be definitely we practically seen there. The way even there's a huge communication gap between the people of northern and state of south, but still, you know, the body language, the communication which is we call it a non-verbal communication, communicates a lot. So when they say vanakkam, at the same time they are putting their hand together, you come to know they are welcoming you and they are wishing you. So can we so for this purpose, like whatever I'm doing, I will be taking help of Dr. Dahiya to switch on the slides or step by step to. So I will take your help there. So it has got a lot of areas like Erode, Dharampuri, Vellore, Tiruchirappalli, and if you see the map of the Tamil Nadu, the Tiruchirappalli is a place which is in the center, and you can reach Tiruchirappalli by easily by train from Chennai, and you can fly directly to Kanyakumari or these nearby areas. So Tiruchirappalli is well connected by India, as it is the center in Tamil Nadu. So you can travel overnight any part of Tamil Nadu from Tiruchirappalli. So Tiruchirappalli, it's a place of very rich culture of religious point of view. There are very good temples also. If you have time, there is a place called Rock Fort Temple, which is dedicated to Lord Ganesha. And the moment when you go, it is situated on a very high peak. So the moment when you see from top of the peak of the temple, you will find on one side the river uh, flows, and the other side you can see the whole city is situated, where you will find the different type of articulture, what you call architectural um, construction, and the temples, church, everything you will be visualizing it. At Tiruchirappalli, I was very fond of traveling from one place to other place. I used to go every new can market of the each every place. So I found a very important ingredient which we never find this sort of ingredient any part of India. That is in Tamil Nadu. It is known as a mainji. Mainji means mang means mango, inji means ginger. So that means it's a ginger which is totally flavored, or you can say it has got two different flavors: a ginger flavor and taste. At the same time, it will give you a taste of mango, and the flavor of mango also. So it's a very peculiar ingredient which you never find anywhere in India, either in Tiruchirappalli or nearby Madurai area. You will find all these. So these ingredients plays a very important role in Tamil Nadu cuisine. So you will find the different ingredients in different zone. Like if you see uh, this area called Salem. I hope all of you know Salem is very, very popular, and this comes into Karaikudi area where again you will find a different cuisine. If you see down to earth, like nearby Madurai, there is a place called Virudhunagar. It's again very, very much popular. So during my presentation, I will try to show you all these things, and these are the areas where Rameshwaram, Ramanathapuram, and Pudukkottai, all these areas. Kanyakumari is also very near to that place. So I will be taking to different zone of Tamil Nadu through my small presentation. So can we have a next page? So this is the food. Really, the Tamil people never prefer to have cutlery and crockery with the things. They prefer to have food with the hand only, and the whatever things are there, on the table. Usually, they prefer to sit on a floor and they have the food with their hand almost, and they never taste as good as one lick until unless they lick their fingers. So the moment when you will have this food, definitely you're going to lick your fingers and you will really enjoy. The best part in this cuisine, you will find that less quantity of oil is used, which is very much healthier for the human being. And of course, the rice is their staple diet. They make most of the things with the particular ingredient, whether it is in a powder form or in a grainy form or in a what you call paste form. They try to give you a very enormous dishes only from the rice. It has got number of varieties of rice. If you see Tiruchirappalli itself, it's a very much dominated with the rice preparations. If you come to Tamil Nadu, I mean Chennai side, definitely it is a coastal area. You will find more variety of dishes again because it is a cosmopolitan city. So along with the rice, they prepare the things with the vegetables and the what you call lentils. So their dishes are very much very in different taste and mouth-watering preparations. So if you see these cuisines makes you to visit, especially Tamil Nadu state, because the food which makes you happy, which makes very much, what do you call that? You will love to visit that area again and again. This is the one temple. It's in Mahabalipuram. If you visit this area, these are the very much old temples and they reflect the culture of Dravidians. So this Dravidian culture will give you a very different feel in Tamil Nadu. So I will suggest you to at least see this state, and try to experience this state. Next, please, slide. Most of the famous dishes of Tamil Nadu are definitely you have seen, whether it is Kashmir or whether it is Maharashtra or you go to your own state, Haryana. The idlis are very much popular because the best part with idli is the food is fermented. At the same time, it is cooked on a very high temperature, that's in steam. So when you cook any food in steam, the temperature is so high that it kills all the bacteria of the food. So that is why the idli is the only dish which is preferred all over India, not all over India, or even the world. So idli is a very easily digestible dish, and this dish, as you can see, even you can feed this idli particular dish to the very young kids also. Even a kid of 6 months or 8 months, you can feed idli easily without any dosa. Again you can see it's very popular dish again all over India. So these few dishes which you can see, they are served in snacks as well as in breakfast time also. Tamilians, I have seen, they prepare a lot of fried items also, but their main um, ingredient for frying, sauteing, grilling the coconut, because coastal area has got a variety of coconut and very much what you call, it is an available in ample quantity. So their dishes are again what you call that, variety of ingredients and variety of dishes are prepared. The Mysore Pak, if you see the Mysore Pak name shows that if you are seeing Mysore, it is very near to Tamil Nadu. So this ingredient, particularly like when we talk about Rasagulla, Rasagulla is again having a conflict between Orissa and Bengal. Sometimes Bengali says that we have invented Rasgulla, and Uriyas are also having same sort of concept that no, it is our dish. But if you see theoretically or practically, it was oriented in Orissa and then got shifted to Bengal. This is the history which I have observed through the uh, through my journey in Orissa and Bengal. So this is also a dish which is made from gram flour, and if you have observed that time when I was teaching, I made it 2 3 times in college also. Anyway, the variety of kheer, what you call it, we call it them kheer here, but they call it payasam. So payasams are made of different varieties and halwas. Definitely, the halwas are like kesari halwas. So when they make halwa with suji or semolina, they try to put saffron or little color in it. The way when North Indian make the halwa, they put it in a kadhai along with pure ghee, and they try to bring it to that semolina to golden color. But in Tamil Nadu, you will not find, they will not cook that semolina up to that extent, but definitely they will not change the color of semolina, and they will add little color or saffron in it and sugar at the final touch. So that halwa is also very much popular. And payasams are made with the milk and different varieties of ingredients. Like they can make the payasam with pala payasam. The pala payasam is made out of मूंग की दाल, जो आपने सुनी होगी, ग्रीन वाली दाल जिसके छिलका उतरा हुआ होता है. So this is again roasted in ghee and then again cooked in a ample quantity of milk. So it becomes a pala payasam. Most of the sweet dishes which you will find in Tamil Nadu, they are garnished with the dry fruits like cashew nuts, sultanas. But the best part we have seen, the ingredient which are used in garnish, they are also fried in pure ghee, and then they put it on top. So as you know, the main ingredient coconut is available in ample quantity. So they try to cut the coconut also and then fry this coconut, cashew nut, and sultanas, and they put it on top of payasams. So these are again a very different activities or garnishes which you can see on the. So they give you a very peculiar flavor also at the same time. So next please. This is also one more seashore temple, which you can see nearby uh, area of Chennai. Again, as the seashore is showing you the boat along with the two people they're rowing, the quantity of seafood items, what you see there, whether it is sea fish or the prawns or the crabs, these dishes are available made out of these dishes like ingredients. You call them, you go to, there's a place called very popular place and it like when we go, when Hindus goes to Vaishno Devi, it's a very popular and religious place for Hindus. Like Muslim, when they go to Hajj, same way there's a place called I'm trying to recollect that name. uh, near to Kumbakonam, and it's a very very much popular place for um, that's for Christians. Velangani, this place called Velangani. Velangani is a place where you can find live crabs, live prawns. All these things are served in front of you directly from sea. They clean it up immediately and they put it on hot plate and they will make the things immediately in front of you. So you will find the fresh seafood which can be eaten immediately. Whatever they catch, they have brought it from seashore. Velangani is a place again for the Christians where it is considered Mother Mary came there by sea, and the church which is made there, Velangani, which is they are selling you the blessed coconut oil and blessed water, which has been blessed by Mother Mary. So this is also one more place nearby Kumbakonam, and Kumbakonam is a place I hope if you have if you last news there was news they had a very hard time during this tsunami also, and there was an accident also in a school. There were 300 or 400 students were um, the accident occurred in a school which had some sort of fire, and 300 400 injuries was there. So this Kumbakonam is a place very near to Belangani, and Kumbakonam it is the hottest place. So that is why if you see the coffee beans, those are grown and roasted and sold out in these areas. These the filter coffees, what we talk about in Tamil Nadu, they are cooking on a different, roasting on a different temperature. So out of these varieties, there is one variety called Kumbakonam degree. Kumbakonam degree means the quality of beans which are roasted to a darker side. So the moment when you are making a filter coffee, which gives you dark color and very strong flavor also. So these are the areas where you can find a different variety of with different items. The coffee when they were made, they try to boil milk on one side and they try to filter the extract on the other side. They mix it and then they make it a 1 meter coffee or nearby. You know that that is also one more very popular thing. The 1 meter coffee. Now you'll say, think that wow, how come it is 1 meter coffee? So they pour it in such a way that they take their hand to near about stretch their hand to 1 meter, and the accuracy shows the coffee never spills. That goes only in that cup. So they call it a 1 meter coffee, and this is full of froth. Next slide, please. So I'll show you. So the Tamil cuisine, as this presentation shows, it's a very healthy and nutritious because the things with whatever they are cooking as coconut oil and the vegetables which are combined together, cooked, and they do not fry it for a longer period like what we North Indians make spices and the things combined together. Although the cuisine of North India has got a very special taste and very nutritious again, so these dishes are also very, very nutritious. They are very low in fat. We people have lot of parathas with ample dollop of ghee. Same way, if you see the cuisine of Madhya Pradesh or in sorry Tamil Nadu, you will find they do not use so much of deshi ghee or fat in or the coconut oil in their dishes. Their dishes will be like sort of little bland, but the fat content will be less. And the thing what we have observed in our different type of states, most of the people are using powdered masalas or the ready-made masalas. But in Tamil Nadu, you will find every house has got grinding stone. They try to make freshly ground masalas, like what we used to do on silbattas. हल्दी भी पीस रहे हैं हम, और साथ में नमक भी पीस रहे हैं, धनिया भी पीस रहे हैं। तो वो जो चटनियां बनती थी, स्टिल दे आर यूजिंग सेम सॉर्ट ऑफ मेथड। Only thing is they are using grinding stone. Now they have become more commercial, so they use grinding stone, which is electrically operated, but their grinding stone is still existing, because the moment when you grind masalas, their texture, their taste is little, not little, very much different in final preparations. So they use different oils like coconut oil. Sometimes they use, uh, sometimes they use a different soybean also. Nowadays there is gone there. And vegetables, like you will find a lot of varieties of vegetables. Like if you have seen drumsticks, they use ample quantity of drumsticks. Banana flour, they use banana flour also. Even they use sometimes the root part of banana tree, because banana trees are easily available there. Banana leaves are used in their cuisine, and the food is served on the banana leaf. And definitely, hygiene is the utmost priority. So wherever you will go in any restaurant also, they will try to show you their kitchen if you want to see. They maintain a very, very uh, high standard of hygiene also. So these are the few points why this Tamil cuisine has got, you know, um, importance in this country. The typical Tamil consists, like there are very very popular ingredients, as I told you, but in their menu, but the moment when they serve the food on a banana leaf, you will find definitely a variety of rice, sambar, rasam, curd. Along with these things, they will give you n number of vegetables prepared in different varieties of what you call quality, um, different preparations. These preparations may include sometimes steamed, sometimes just um, boiled together with masalas. Sometimes they are prepared with more of spices also. You will find, if you talk about non-vegetarian dishes, again there is a very much variety in non-vegetarian dishes also. As I have not taught about non-vegetarians, if you see, there is a place called Madurai, and this Madurai is very much popular for the Parvati temple, and this is dedicated to Mother Meenakshi. It's another name of Ma Parvati. So this temple has got a very much religious locality, but at the same time, outer area of Madurai serve a very much different variety of non-veg dishes. These varieties you can see, there is a place called Amma's Restaurant. It is on outer side of Madurai, which is near about 90 to 95 years old restaurant, and still serving all the recipes as it is what they used to serve 90 or 85 years back. The people, those are making their dishes, their authentic masalas as it is they are mixing, and most of the ladies are making their masalas because their ancestors have taught how to make these masalas. So these, still they are maintaining the same thing, and that is the only restaurant in Madurai which is totally packed. When the moment when they operate with the starting with the lunch till dinner, and you cannot directly go to the restaurant without any waiting. So that is a very important part, where you will find that a lot of people are coming, but you are waiting for your turn to come. I have seen that place where the people, or you can say chefs of ITC groups, welcome group, chefs, even the chefs of what you call Taj group, they have gone there, they have worked for a week to learn the dishes of this particular restaurant. Even if they are serving a number of variety or your platter, the number of dishes made out of same mutton, will have a different tastes, different varieties. So they serve enormous dishes with the enormous varieties of ingredients and taste. So this is one restaurant which you can experience there definitely. And along with these sambar, rasam, and set curd, because these are the things which are available throughout the Tamil Nadu, and wherever you're going, they try to give you these four items in your meal in any condition. The moment when you are having rice on your plate or on your banana leaf, it is served three times. Let me clarify one more thing here. Like when they serve the rice first, along with the ingredients, the plain rice, which has to be consumed first with the sambar, and the moment when you have consumed the all quantity of rice along with the vegetables, the second term will be given with the rasam. So rasam is also on your table, which is a, like you can say it is a sort of shorva, which does not have oil, but this rasam has got a different variety of tastes, or you can say like takali rasam. Takali rasam is a tomato rasam, which is again sour in nature, and the tamarind is also used. Sometimes tamarind rasam is also available. The tamarind ingredient, which is sour in nature, to come over with the heat, impact of heat, what you feel in Tamil Nadu. So it is a very important ingredient again to prepare rasam. And even sometimes you will find rasam which is made out of garlic, which is again a very piquant in taste. So these rasams are given, and then rasam, along with the rasam, you are having the rice. So this is second round of rice. In one serving, they give you near about 200 gram rice. So imagine what a person cannot eat in, at least in this in our northern area, but the same quantity is given three times. 200-gram rice on your banana leaf. Third time, the rasam, after the rasam, you have to have the rice with the curd. So these three different varieties of rice, three different varieties of sambar, rasam, and curd are served as an important on your banana leaf. The person who is going first time, please make sure when you are having, because these are the compulsion in the domestic, or you can say in their home, they will serve you all these three varieties of ingredients to have with the rice. So make sure you have to reserve your appetite for these three different items, because they will not leave you without serving you the last dish, which is called curd rice. So vegetable porial, kutus, pachadis. Pachadis are made out with the curd, which is like ginger pachadi, which are tempered with ginger and curry leaves. Pickles, my God, lot of varieties of pickles you will find. It starts with the prawn pickle, or with the tomato, or with the mangoes. So you will find a number of varieties of pickles also in it, but they do not pickle like the way we are making in other part of India. These pickles are fresh, and they try to complete their consumption within the same year, because the same year pickle are consumed, as they say that next year again the ingredient will be available, so we will finish it up, and then next year again make the pickle. So it's not like that what we keep the pickle for years and years. So papadam, like you see the different variety of papad in other states. Papads are made out of urad ki dal, black gram, and with the spices in it. But in Tamil Nadu, as you know, the rice is the main ingredient. So the papads are prepared with rice and little bit of salt and soda. So the moment when they put it on coconut oil, immediately it puff up like puris, but very crispy like papad, which gives a different taste again. So kutus are again kutus and porials. They are the dishes which are made with the lot of coconut. These are made with the different type of beans, which you will come to know in next slides. So I would request you to please move to the next slide. So These are the varieties I am showing you, that how they make the dishes with their different. So Varvaris are crispy fried vegetables. Columbu, Columbus are, this is not Kozambus, this is called Columbu. Columbu's gravies with delicate spices, which are very much like mace, nutmegs, and peppercorns. So these are main ingredients which plays very important role in Kozambu. Kurma, I hope all of you know kormas. So we call them kormas. They call it kurma, which is a coconut-based gravy in which they use curd also, but they are called it is a kurma. Mandis are vegetables soaked from water in which rice has been soaked, sour with tamarind. Again, porials, they are sauteed vegetables in which they use little bit of coconut, but in Kutu they are using more quantity of coconut. Next slide, please. So kutus are vegetable preparation, not too dry, but wet thickened with coconut. They use coconut water, coconut in different ways. You see, when they're making kormas or they're making payasams, what they do, they try to grate the coconut, and first time they will put little lukewarm water and they try to extract milk. So that's called first stage milk, which is quite thick in quantity. So this is kept separate. Again, they put water in it and they try to take out the extract. So that is less milky, but again, it has got more of extract. So these, they take it out into three stages. So first stage is used in the last stage. So what they do, the third stage, whatever extract they took, it is used in first time, and then when the dishes are literally ready, they put in the second quantity of the milk, and finally they finish it up with the first extract of the coconut milk. So they give a best and better quality of to the dish and more flavorful dish, which is having like say domination of coconut. People those are using pure ghee or mustard oil, they may not relish that much, but definitely it is a very much good flavor and less oily, which will give you a very healthy feel. Pickles and chutneys are again made with the coconut, tomatoes, garlic, and these things. And papadums, I will, as I told you, they are not roasted, they are always fried, which are used in the preparation, which you can see in the platter later on. I will show you. So next slide, please. So these are the signature dishes, which I am just trying to show you. Mean is a fish. So kozambu, as I told you, it is a light spicy gravy. Kozambu. Vardha curry, as I told you, this is a very, again, masala or spicy dishes. Parapu is a dumplings of dal or steamed, fried and soaked in rich gravy of coconut oil again. Chennai kozagari, it is actually, it is a, stir fried yam, जिमीकंद, जिसको हम कुछ लोग सूरन बोलते हैं, कुछ लोग जिमीकंद बोलते हैं. It's a very popular dish there. So these are the dishes which you can see in these regions. Next slide, please. So these are again kai curry piratal. It's again mixed vegetable. I will suggest you that at least remember these names, which you can find out there and you can try in any Tamil home. Like chettinad, koli is a chicken. Koli is chicken, which is specially prepared in the style of chettinadu. So there is a place called Karaikudi zone, and chettinadu is a place. So chettinadu cuisine has got its own impact on Tamil cuisine. But specialty in Tamil cuisine, especially in this Chettinadu cuisine, there are some ingredients which I may be able to show you in the next slide. they try to use that particular ingredient which give you a peculiar flavor of minute. आप अगर जानते होगे तो जिसको हम लोग पत्थर फूल बोल देते हैं, वो पत्थर फूल वहां पर कल्पासी के नाम से जाना जाता है। तो कल्पासी अगर कराईकुड़ी कुजीन में नहीं है या चेटीनाडु कुजीन में नहीं है, तो दैट कैन नॉट बी कॉल्ड अ चेटीनाडु डिश और चेटीनाड डिश। So that definitely they use peppercorns because peppercorns is also easily available there. So they try to use these dishes, and particularly in Karaikuri area, as I told you, Salem side, and these areas will give you a very different taste. So these are the few dishes which you can remember them, and definitely each as their name shows, you may not be able to translate them, but these dishes are having their own taste and own texture. So the flavor of each and every dishes are different. Next slide, please. These are the few utensils of Tamil cuisine. They try to use copper or what you call it अष्टधातु, जैसे हम लोग अपने यहाँ भी फूल के बर्तन बोलते हैं या कांसे के बर्तन बोलते हैं, मिक्स एलॉय होते हैं। So they are also using these utensils which are nowadays there people are replacing because the convenience of the people, because these utensils require a lot of hard work to clean। क्योंकि आप लोग देखते थे, हम अपने गांव में जाते हैं हरियाणा के किसी गांव में, तो जब तक उस कांसे के बर्तन को राख से अगर साफ ना करें तो उसका चमक नहीं आएगी। सेम वे दे आर ऑल्सो क्लीन्ड इन अ वेरी वेरी लेबरस वे। So that is why people are becoming more little convenient with all. So the things are becoming little modernized, but still they are using, there are a lot of families they are using these utensils. Next slide, please. So these are again some dishes. I would request you to move to the next dish. Next dish, please. So this is very very common dish which is made with a sort of stew type dish, and it has got, as it is showing, kurma gravy. Next slide, please. These are again not fried. These are the few dishes which you can see. I am showing you here the idlis, dosas, and some, what you call that, variety of payasam, and small pakora sort of things. What you are seeing, ball sort of thing, these are the things which are known as paniyaram. Paniyaram are different varieties of paniyaram can be made. This is again a variety of dish which is made with the rice and urad dal, or you can say, if you compare, you can use the idli mixture also. In idli mixture, you put little ingredients like corn, peppercorns, or chopped carrots, and then put it in a special pan which is having different sort of deep areas where you can put the mixture, and you will find few of the people are calling ape also in our area. So this is known as a paniyaram. Sometimes it is made with the coconut. Lot of coconut is also added. So coconut makes it more oily, and it is sweet in taste. So it can last. The shelf life of this particular dish is a month or 2 months. So people make paniyaram with the sweet, and they travel whenever they are traveling, they keep them with them. So these are the few dishes. As you can see, the filter coffee, what they are making, there are three different type of areas which you can see. In top part, they put the powdered coffee, and they pour hot water. So slowly, the decoction takes place. At the bottom, in second pot, you will find in bottom you collect the extract or decoction of coffee. In third, you can see the whole water is down along with the full-fledged flavor of coffee. So this black coffee or the extraction is mixed with the milk, and then the final coffee comes in the next picture you can see. So this is again one more picture of the equipment which you can see, and you can make this filter coffee at home also. Next slide, please. I hope I will be, yes. So these are the reasons which will definitely show you the variety of cuisine like Chiras, Pandyas, Cholas, to Pallavas. They had their own, they had their own time regime. So when they ruled this Tamil Nadu in different zones and different areas where they had their own cuisine. So from Pandyas, Cholas also had their, Cholas had their own history. Pandyas also had got their own history. So these people, they have contributed a lot of things in their region, and these regions has got a variety of their own cuisine. Next slide, please. As I'm showing you, the next slide shows the rice pearl. You can see very much popular in their cuisine. I have next slide is with the this is Chettinadu cuisine which I was talking about. This is, as I said, this is Ramanathapuram district of Tamil Nadu. Chettinad is located in Madras Rameswaram railway line. At the same track you will find Chettinadu cuisine easily available. So next slide will show you what is the specialty of uh, Chettinadu cuisine. Yeah, slide number 21. I think I am a bit late because I'm trying to cover the maximum area of Tamil Nadu. So these are the two ingredients which you can see, which are very much important. Doesn't make any difference, sir. Don't worry. Uh, this is a technical issue which sometimes happens. So these are the two ingredients which you will find. मराठी मोगो ये छोटी छोटी पतली पतली स्टिक्स होती हैं जिसको हम मसालाज में यूज करते हैं. इट हैज गॉट वेरी पिक्यूलर फ्लेवर. एंड पत्थर फूल विच आई एम शोइंग यू कलपासी, it is again, and Japitri. I hope all of you know Javitri, so they call it Jafatri. So these are the main ingredients of Chettinadu cuisine. Next, I am showing you the few dishes which are usually served in breakfast dishes like pongal. Pongal is a sort of khichdi, but in khichdi we use more of rice. They use more of lentil. So moong ki dal is near about 75%, and 25% is hardly rice, or rice is lesser than 25%. So the whole thing becomes more nutritious. They put a lot of ghee in it. So that's again a breakfast. Puris they make, but puris are not made out with the refined flour. Whole wheat flour. They use refined flour. So these are the few dishes which are used in breakfast. Next slide will show you the presentation of food, how they are presented on a banana leaf. The placement of banana leaf shows how this banana leaf is placed. When you are sitting on a dining, the narrower part of banana leaf is always on your left side, and the broader side of banana leaf is on your right side. So after the meals is finished, whatever things you can see, it has been presented in a rice is always in the center, and in the head part of this banana leaf, you will start with the left side. The most left side, you will see pickles and small tidbits, and then you move to the dishes, vegetarian dishes or the non-vegetarian dishes, and in the last you will find the rasam along with the rice you will have. So this is the placement of dishes, how they have placed the things on a banana leaf. So when you like this food, definitely after the completion of your dish, you would try to lift the banana leaf towards yourself. So fold it towards yourself. That's called, we like this food, and it is always, we call it a very much hospitality part, that we liked it from the bottom of heart, and it is always considered good that you feel, and you fold the banana leaf towards your side. But there is one moment only when this banana leaf is folded outer side, whenever there is a sad part in the family, then this banana leaf is folded outside. You had the food, but not for a good reason. So that is why this banana leaf is folded outer side. So these are the two different things which you will find, and you will do practically there if you are visiting this area. So try to visit Tamil Nadu and try to see And tourism is always when you visit that place particularly. So this is what I have tried to give you from my best. And this is a very good quotation I have put here. Dhruv, only few of the custody were revealed here. I think it will be better if you go and personally visit this place. Definitely, you will love and enjoy this Tamil Nadu. I thank with this presentation to all of you, and it's my honor to Madurai, Maharshi Dayanand University, and I'm thankful and I'm honored by you people. I'm really thankful to you that you have given this much of um, experience and sharing experience with you, and I'm happy from the bottom of my heart that I was able to share my experience with you people and to give you my best. And I thank once again Mr. Dr. Ashish Dahiya and Maharshi Dayanand University from the bottom of my heart that whatever I have shared, definitely you will gain something from my experience and for my presentations. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so very much, sir. I think each one of us have enjoyed this culinary voyage to Tamil Nadu, going through the geographical map of Tamil Nadu, understanding where Trishnapalli is, how we can connect from Trishnapalli to Chennai to Madurai and explore enchanting Tamil Nadu. Believe me, this journey wouldn't have been that exciting and tempting had you not taken us to this en route of food at Tamil Nadu. Sir, I take this opportunity to express my gratitude for joining us as a distinguished speaker in this online Food of India series. Sir, please.
I really forgot to tell you one more thing. When you are traveling from Madurai to Virudhunagar, there is a place called Virudhunagar Paratha Center. So the moment when you go inside the restaurant, it is made out of pual और छप्पड़ का बना हुआ है, but it is AC from inside. And the variety of parotas what they are serving and the variety of dosas they are serving, I will tell you one more experience with me what I had. We asked for a egg dosa and the way they are making egg dosa is a very different. हम लोग देखते हैं तो they just make a dosa and put egg on top, but they mixed together the batter of dosa mixture and egg together and they made it fluffy, and after that they made the dosa. So it was again amazing dish which came out, and it was not our expectation that they will make it this way. So that is also one more place which can be seen together.
That's
Sorry
true.
for interruption.
No, that's truly incredible, sir. Sir, let me share that the participants hailing across diverse departments of the university from different faculties have been greatly enthused with your session. The kind of feedback which I'm receiving on the WhatsApp group created for this class exclusively and even into the message section of this meet is indeed amazing. Your valuable insights to the culinary voyage of Tamil Nadu, no doubt, have helped the learners in their journey of learning enchanting Tamil Nadu gastronomy. We look forward for your benign support in near future as well. Before we bid bye-bye, I'd like to request the participants if they can switch on their cameras. We can have a group photograph with Sir and take it as a sweet memory and a souvenir with us. Requesting everyone to kindly switch on their cameras so that we can have this group photo session. Neelam ji, Dr. Abhinav ji, Chef Ritu, all of you requesting you to switch on your cameras. Himanshu, Asif ji, Arpit, Pooja, fantastic. Let me take a quick screenshot of the same. Sichis. Well, friends, it was indeed amazing to be there in this program of Food of India, which we have been doing, and we are grateful to A.K. Singh sir, who has taken time despite his busy schedule having associated with Madhya Pradesh Tourism Board, we can understand his commitments and assignments, but still he was kind enough to join us and take us on this journey of food of enchanting Tamil Nadu. Tomorrow we'll be meeting with Chef Ritu on Maharashtra Unlimited, and that's how Maharashtra Tourism promotes it. We'll be learning about different dishes and delicacies from the state of Maharashtra. I'm sure this diversity of food of India will help the learners to know that what all India has to offer on the platter of the world. Well, friends, time is running short, so all I can say is thank you so very much. Looking forward to meeting again. Namaskar and Ram Ram to all of you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.